Someone has recently experienced some kind of overwhelm of emotion, woke up in the middle of the night, and it was like just randomly in the middle of the night and just could not sleep for ages. And I feel like it's connected to whoever this is that I'm reading for now, this energy that I'm picking up on. It's almost like needing to breathe, needing air, right? Eight of Pentacles. Somebody could be working late, up late. Eight of Wands, they're working on something that they want to move forward with. Normally that would be like movement, communication. Yeah, someone's working on, maybe that's what it is. They were kind of, what's that word, pumping yourself up to like take the action that you want to, that you're required. Just press send on that message, press a green button and ring or something. That's just coming through. Four of Wands as well. So I just feel like someone, it's almost like this rush of emotion, but it's also, it feels like there's something about it that's going to be a relief. Like you're going to be able to, like the blockages are clearing inside, and it feels like the heart space specifically, okay? It's actually quite beautiful, but the overwhelming of emotion isn't. Could be sleeping up late that night as well, or like not being able to sleep, thinking about, again, confirmation, Page of Cups here. It's some kind of communication. There really is. There's some kind of offer that someone wants to present moving forwards. The Star. It's taken them a lot to get to this point, a lot of self-reflection, a lot of inner work to get to this point, and that's why they're finding it difficult. They do find it very difficult to communicate their emotion, but I also feel like there's something about it. There's something about, it's almost like they feel like they're a child again, like they don't know how to get their words out. Maybe in other settings they're really, like in charge or something. Do you know what I mean? Like, but here it's kind of like they just suddenly like revert back to this version of themselves. It's just like, oh my god, really interesting. So they certainly have an effect on this person, whoever they want to move towards. Some kind of impact here. Queen of Wands, no wonder. Queen of Wands, she's magnetizing. She's glowing in this person's eye. I mean, oh, wow. This is like a real attraction. And it's not, I'm not just getting like lust or anything. I'm getting true kind of genuine emotion that someone has not understood for a long time. Temperance as well. They've already been understanding how to balance their emotional cups, their cups within, so that they can balance their emotions. And now that they're finding out a space where they've been finding some kind of balance internally, they're really able to address their feelings here, but they're finding it really, they found it overwhelming. Wow. This is like really beautiful, actually. The way they're viewing this energy, it's just like a golden glow. Truly, it's beautiful. But I also feel like it's kind of like they want the attention of this energy, and I feel like maybe this is an energy who gets attention elsewhere, and they see this. As long as they're not telling themselves stories about that they're making up in their mind, then that's fine. That is what it is. They're able to observe the impact that this energy has, and clearly she has a light, true light. Well, I'll say she, it's like this, the feminine energy that they're wanting to move towards. Okay, Five of Cups, they're sad. I think that there was a lost opportunity or something that they Six of Pentacles, I think that they're reflecting on something that could have been, but kind of they missed out on it or something. That's how it feels. And I also feel like it's like their true emotion was masked beneath the surface. The Ace of Cups. They want to come back with it. Oh, this cups. This is really nice. Different energies come through for different readings, so it's it's really funny. Despite what cards come out, the energy itself speaks volumes. This is really nice. It feels really sweet. That's what I want to say. It feels really sweet, but it hasn't come easy. They want a new beginning with their emotions. There were too many here, but there's definitely a lot of passion. Let's just say that. Those cards that just came through, and there's something about someone really wants to align with this energy. There were, there's something about, maybe there has been intimacy here, but there's definitely something about that's really important, that someone reflects on, and again, not in a lustful way. It's actually from their heart space, which is so beautiful. This is why they're understanding their emotions better, or at least not understanding, but because I feel like they have been involved. overwhelmed, but they are at the stages of beginning to understand that, yeah, transformation. They've been going through a transformation, death portal. They're not who they were. Something's been happening behind the scenes. The environment is changing. They're experiencing a lot of shifts. Okay, the the King of Cups. Okay, King of Cups, Nine of Cups at the bottom of the deck. But I do think whatever they've been focused on, it's been something they've been stuck on for a while. They haven't let this go. Whatever they've really worked, it's like they're working up to whatever this is. But I also feel like they've been working heavily on their finances, something about that's important. But in terms of this, they're really trying to go past that stage where they're just on like an onlooker is what I'm like getting there. So it's kind of, they don't just want to be an onlooker, they want to be this person's center of attention. And I don't feel like, maybe there is something about the inner child there, that unhealed inner child wanting that kind of, attention, whereas, I don't know, you've got the Page of Cups on the table, but the King of Cups is at the bottom of the deck. So there's definitely something about the emotions that they're working on maturing right now. They're really working on this, they're understanding this. Okay, so, wow, we've got the Tower there as well. I think whatever this is, communication is, it's going to be very unexpected. Judgment is going to be a bit of a wake-up call. They've had a wake-up call. That's why I said they've had a sudden overwhelm of emotion. They already have something's come across their table, whether they've seen something. This just keeps wanting to come through. The Four of Wands. The third time night actually came out as well. So there's definitely something about someone has union on their mind. I don't just say that, usually, but that's what this is giving. Could be a twin flame connection, but definitely something about someone's really trying to find their inner balance, so they can really find balance in this connection. Like I say, they want to align with this Queen of Wands energy. Something's happened, something that maybe it's some kind of communication they've received, or some kind of action that someone's taken, and it's really been a Tower, and it's like suddenly it's like, oh my God, everything's like dropped on them, and they're like, I need to do this now. Again, the Star. But whatever this is that's happening is divinely orchestrated. It's divinely orchestrated to get them to feel like this. Maybe they have been stuck for too long or something, but they're allowing themselves to stay stuck. I'm seeing like a cage, but the cage where the door's open, but they're still staying inside the cage, that kind of energy. It's really interesting. I'm seeing something about birds could be important as well, flying free like a bird as well. Ooh, there might have, there's conflict that has been here, there's some kind of conflict that has taken place that hasn't been addressed. Okay. I also feel like someone hasn't, for a very long time, addressed their emotion towards this Queen of Wands energy, as in, like, to her, and also behind the scenes as well. I think they let it, live in their subconscious, or they were trying to push to the back of their mind, and maybe they did want it to just be a lust thing, or just like, oh, it's just attraction or whatever, but it's not. It's their heart space, and they're understanding this, and the more that they're releasing and just letting go of the past, the quicker they're finding focus on their forward movement. That's why this has been divine intervention, because this is where the place I need to get to, finally get to that place where it's like, oh my God, stop looking at the past, stop focusing on the loss and the grieving. They've grieved something. This is someone who's grieved something, I think more than one thing. But it's finally time to move forward with this, not just like live in the past with it. That's such a huge step for the progression of whatever this is. Wow. It's no wonder. Justice at the bottom of the deck. Oh my God, the Emperor. Judgment. Yeah, oh my God. Having a wake-up call, and it's all about the heart. That's come out with the Ace of Cups. Justice, the Lovers, the Wheel, the Nine of Cups. Someone's truly having an awakening here, and it's beautiful. Might not feel like it at the time because of that Tower. They're really like, whoa, but they need it. This is like the shake-up they've needed for a long time, and they're finally at a space where they can finally incorporate it. They can finally handle it, even if they feel like, whoa. They're finally awakening to their heart space, to the movement that they want to take in the space of their heart. Justice here. This is divine justice. I don't think they realize this is divine justice for them as well. That's the beauty of it. And I think that they've been holding back because of this conflicting energy, even in their subconscious mind. I think they've had a lot of like internal subconscious drivers that have been pushing them the opposite way, or like making them stay stuck, right? So they've had to learn a lot about their mental state. Something about nighttime is really important here for someone. This is when they're having their epiphanies or some kind of revelation, an awakening. It's like they could even have had literally like some kind of divine guidance come down to them or something, maybe even in a dream. I'm seeing something about a spirit baby could be important as well. I think that whatever this is maybe, I don't know if it's going to be kind of maybe a bit impulsive. This is kind of what they're trying not to do. They're really trying to work. Yeah, look, the indecision that they've had for such a long time, because they've not known how to move forward. Six of Cups at the bottom of the deck as well. But it is in there. This is in their hands to like create this now. They don't know how it's going to go. This is the thing that keeps them stuck, which is, again, massively to do with their ego. They're wounded. I'm hearing wounded pride, but I honestly feel like it's a wounded inner child that clearly they've been healing and working through. Yeah, strength at the bottom of the deck. Confirmation. Yeah, I think that they really need to, I think there's something about really honouring kind of their worth. I think they're finally seeing themselves, like the version of themselves that is like the divine self, and they're awakening to this, and they're seeing how this is the love that they can truly hold down. They're meant to. They're understanding like their purpose more in connection to this energy they want to move towards. King of Pentacles. I knew there was something about their abundance path that's really important here. Whatever has shook them, they've had to really like build themselves back up. Yeah. Whatever shook them. I think also that's like in the past, but more recently with this emotion connected to this energy, whatever has that overwhelm of emotion, I think it's actually maybe come as a surprise to them that how much they are actually able to handle it in a way that I don't think they would before. Which just means that their work, their healing work has been paying off. Like, I don't know if they realise it or not, you know, it's intentional, but clearly what they've been working on for themselves is working. I think that they're more able to quickly stabilise themselves, ground themselves, and really step up to who and what they actually are than in the past. When in the past they were suddenly like overwhelmed with like their inner child, their emotion, their, you know, the like trauma that they hadn't addressed that was bubbling up. It's like they understand they've been really addressing that. They've been healing that. Justice wanted to come out. Really important. Libra energies as well. Something about October could be important. September, October. This is divine justice. I'm hearing divine union and divine justice, but I think the divine justice is coming in, this communication that's coming in. There's something about it that's maybe it's overdue, or maybe it's someone who, again, you know, missed out on something in the past. So maybe King of Cups. They were the Page of Cups. Now they're leveling to the King of Cups. So they've gone from Page to the King. That's the justice. This is exactly the reason why they're able to move forwards now. They've been addressing their subconscious mind, their subconscious patterns. They've been addressing their feelings towards this Queen of Wands, and they're understanding it better. They're understanding why they thought it was to do with like lust and whatever all that stuff was, and that was just them stuck in a lower kind of vibrational energy of the past that was just pulling on their own trauma wounds that they'd attached to this Queen of Wands energy. And in fact, the actual feelings towards this Queen of Wands were to do with their true heart. It wasn't just like attraction and lust. Maybe they didn't realize you can have both in one, like as in, you know, you can be that attracted to someone who you're that in love with. Again, that's just come out, so maybe they really are realizing that this is true deep, you know, emotion. And for a long time, the 10 of Wands, they've sat with this. This is not something that they've let go of. They have really carried the burden of feeling the loss of this emotionally. They've tried to move on, but how can you when, if you're King of Cups here, you've got a conscience, and there's clearly something that needs to be addressed here that wasn't. I think it was left in conflict, or left in a way that just felt so unstable, or just off, not true to what it actually was. So clearly they weren't being true to they weren't being honest about their emotions. Maybe not both of you are the same here. Four of Cups, they're really thinking about this. And I think there's something, again, to do with that intimacy, and it's something about nighttime. Maybe they think about this like Queen of Wands at night. But there's definitely Queen of Pentacles in the night, 10 of Cups. Oh my God, what is going on? Maybe they're going to be like, you know, tripping over their words, you know. 10 of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. So we've got the King and Queen of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles. This is like, I'm hearing destined for something really beautiful, something really stable. There's passion here. There's so much passion here. Ace of Wands. I don't think this is someone who knows for a fact that this is a reciprocated feeling, because it's not coming out. And I think this is because it's reflecting them and their energy. Lovers, Wheel, Page of Swords. Someone's watching behind the scenes and they want to bring this into their reality. Like they want this. And they're understanding more and more how realistic that is. It's not just something that they're trying to push in the back of their mind. There's passion here. I feel like this Queen of Wands energy, though, has kind of really drawn that passion and energy, that energy she was feeling towards this person back to herself. That's how it feels because of this conflicting energy. And I think that it was this King of Cups energy, Emperor energy, who had, because they're feeling so much regret and loss over this, that had left it like that. So that's really interesting. That's very specific as well. Okay. Reconciliation, the bottom of the deck. Chemistry, yeah, chemistry. We know this. Strong magnetic connection. Again, that alignment, you know, King and Queen of Pentacles. There's something about alignment here that's so important. So it's like someone's been building themselves to get to a point where they are in alignment here. Or maybe both. I actually feel like both of you in your own journeys have been working to find alignment with each other without realizing, and that was all about you finding your alignment within. Sounds very kind of twin flame if you resonate with that. Definitely divine journey energy. Worth waiting for. Divine timing has been at play here. That's definitely given that justice energy as well. There's been a lot of karma in the middle that you both had to kind of heal through, I think. Address, truly. Something about family is important here as well. Maybe a child. Something about a child unspoken could be important. Flirty energy, extending your light-hearted energy. Trust. That's again, that's what I said. I'm not sure if it's going to be impulsive, this communication, but it's kind of like someone's going to try to keep it a bit more light-hearted. I think just to see where they stand, truly, you know. But I'm not sure. Maybe this is something they're going over, whether this is the right approach, you know. Is it enough to make somebody recognize actually they're being real, that actually they are somebody who they're not just like trying to like run in and run back out kind of thing. They're being serious kind of energy. Very soon. This is happening very soon. Wow. And the energy that I'm feeling throughout all of this, it's just like that overwhelming emotion keeps just coming over me, and it's just like they're really feeling, oh God, passion again. This is big, like their passion here, I think, is one of the biggest driving forces. But again, something that they've really had to step back on to really check themselves with, because are they going in with love or lust, right? And I think that's something that they've really, really been healing through and handling and understanding. Yeah, codependency. Something to do with an addiction. Yeah, that could be to do with their sexual energy. This is why they were so conflicted. That came through earlier quite clearly. They were so conflicted because they thought that maybe that's what it was that was leading them, that addictive energy that was specifically to do with their sexual energy, to do with this connection. But I think that actually this connection just awakened them to that was beneath the surface, that kind of addiction, that codependency energy, where they were unhealthily attaching through trauma bonds. That's what this connection awakened them to. I don't think they realize. I think they're probably understanding that more now, but actually with the King, Queen of Pentacles, there's so much more in alignment than just this being, I think there's a lot of passion here. There's a lot of passion in this energy. I feel like it's reciprocated, I will say, but I do feel like it's a feminine energy who is way more grounded in her emotion, in her kind of how she invests herself. You know, she knows her worth, and she acts accordingly no matter how much that energy is within her, you know. So there's something about discipline here that's really important. So maybe she's experienced codependency. She's had to go through healing addictions. That's why she's so disciplined, you know. Children, I said something about children. There could be something about a child here. Trust. Situation is calling for you to have faith, okay. Could be something about a child here that needs to be spoken on, but also maybe it's that this codependency energy did begin from a very young age. So unhealthy attachments, like I said, family came through, healing family issues. Yeah, so maybe that's what it is. There's been like a very unhealthy attachment to do with like their upbringing that they brought into this connection. And now this is what they're really understanding and learning about themselves as they're healing through this, which is why the guidance here to have faith, because actually the healing that needs to be done is what is being done. So hearing that this is someone, you know, that sexual energy was coming through, I feel like this is someone who also might have had to, like the consequences of that was to do with children, a child or something, and that's kind of the shocking kind of revelation that they had to experience, the information, the news, whatever has come their way or had in the past, something to do with that. Again, that's their karma. they're karmic, freeing themselves. They've been freeing themselves through this karma. I say they, whether this is you or someone you're connected to, it's definitely been this energy of freeing yourself from this karmic energy that you're just looping in, where you were just allowing that energy, like that sexual energy or whatever it is that you really was this codependent energy to pull you into these situations where there was consequences for your actions. I'm not saying a child should be spoken of as a consequence at all, but there's definitely something here. Someone's had to really open their eyes, getting to know each other again. It didn't say again on here, but that just came out. I mean, that reconciliation did try to come through there. It didn't come out, but it was on the cards for a reason. It's on someone's mind. They're really realizing a lot right now. Have faith in your dreams. Again, very soon something's taking place, and I think it's this, this realization has come really unexpectedly to somebody. This overwhelm of emotion. It's like there's this sudden drive to want to heal this, whatever this is. Truly. I also feel like I'm energetically drained suddenly. So I feel like this is someone who maybe they have this amp of emotion, then they have to come down, which again is giving that addictions energy. So maybe they've had to battle something there. Conclusions are within reach. Your commitment is being tested. They're going through something right now. Something that is really testing their faith in this situation, the connection, whatever it is that they're really feeling their true, their heart is in, right? That's where there's going to be some kind of, I feel like something that's going to finally close out the cycle of that heavy, just feeling in loss and whatever it is, working through their fears. They're being guided to work through their fears right now. Again, divine intervention. Got Scorpio energy there as well, okay? Adjustments are required. They're seeing the adjustments that need to be made. And I also feel like there's going to be adjustments required moving forwards, because with this Ten of Pentacles there, with the Queen of Pentacles and King of Pentacles, I feel like there's something about a home environment that you're going to be creating, and it's going to come from the passions of your heart, both of you. What do you need to release? Everything that's in the way of this right now, which is those fears. The emotion that still is stuck there in the past, I also feel like the healing family issues that was at the bottom of the deck, there's something about that. Someone's releasing their codependency, codependent ways, taking time to breathe out. I think, even as you come into alignment with each other, you're going to need to have time to breathe out, especially if this communication, wherever it is quite impulsive or it's just so unexpected. You're going to need to take a moment to gather yourself. Yeah? A win-win outcome is forecast. I think this is way more aligned than either of you realise. Or maybe you do, and this is why it's have faith in your dreams, trust the unfold. Someone's freeing themselves of a very, I've heard specifically toxic, a very unhealthy way that they have been circulating through. This is what's kept them in indecision mode, stuck, right? But they're working on it. Be bold and make the first move. Divine masculine energies, getting the strength, gathering the strength to be bold and make the first move. Divine feminine, surrender to divine. And that's another thing, this not need to control the outcome so much as well. So important. This could be a test for both of you coming through right now, whether or not that inner child has kind of still got the reins, or whether you finally freed yourself. There's this need to trust the unfold, whatever's coming to light, that overall emotion, the unexpected communication, or something that you did, an action that you didn't expect to be taken, right? It's going to test whether this codependency, this unhealthy attachment is still in the mix, whether the inner child is still traumatically trying to attach to somebody, or whether you're now, actually, hold on, I have faith, I don't need to be attached to that or the person or whatever, because I have faith that actually what's meant for me is coming through. Believe and trust. Replacing fear with faith and trust. You don't need to attach to anybody who isn't even for you. And if they are, you don't need to attach to them. They're for you. It's happening. It's unfolding the way it needs to. That test. Oh gosh, that test is real about how much how your healing journey has been unfolding. Forgive yourself. You've done nothing wrong. So this is about forgiving yourself and letting go of self-blame, but also any kind of anger and fear towards others. Wow. And I think that has something to do with that inner child again. The codependency wound that were coming through from your parent, whether it's father wounds or mother wounds. Father wounds could be important here, especially when it comes to the emotion, unaddressed emotions, okay, that you've had to really face yourself. Speak to do with focus on divine and perfect health. Yeah, especially with the sleep. If you're not sleeping, Something's important about that. Honor and trust your feelings. It's about understanding and expressing your feelings, your emotions with love. This is what someone's really learning how to do instead of just being stuck. Or fours are important. 4 here. Okay. Instead of being stuck, go forward fearlessly. They're prepared, be bold and make the first move. Go forward fearlessly. Someone's really gathering the confidence and courage here to be guided divinely in their thoughts, in their actions towards the direction of love and their true life's purpose. Wow. Shield yourself. Protection. That again is to do with, anything that's going to lower your vibration. Protect yourself. Spiritual hygiene. For you and your loved ones, may I add. Oh my God. You and your loved ones. Call on Archangel Michael. Romance angels are helping you. So you're literally like, the angels are working with you. This is confirmation. Romance angels are helping you. You and your divine counterpart are being guided to make the life changes that are healthful, right? So for your health, a healthy life change is going to bring you into that alignment so you can come together and finally delve into the truly intimate relationship that you're, I'm going to say destined for. And that word just keeps coming through. Maybe that's another thing someone really thinks about, like destiny a lot here, letting go of fear. Big energies. So I will say this, the feminine energy has come out as really like magnetic, glowing, so attractive, so grounded, so valuable, in her worth, inside and out. The masculine energy here has come out as really working on those emotions, needing to not be emotionally detached, healing through that, releasing the emotions. It's really big for the emotional healing of this masculine energy. But the Emperor here is saying that they've got it in them. They've got it in them to, like, I'm hearing kind of like law and order. So maybe they were brought up in that kind of environment, so they've really had to allow themselves to understand how to process and accept their emotions, right? Which is again going to help them to do that with others, especially in connection. So very soon something's taking place, right? And if this is happening right now, because it feels so recent, but if this is going to happen very soon, just understand that your codependency, your inner child, is going to be tested. Take back the reins. Recognize the faith and trust that you do have in what is for you will be yours. What you're attaching, ask yourself truly, so you can free yourself. You can finally feel free and liberated, right? There's no feeling like it. Remember, the commitment is going to be tested. So faith in your dream is going to be important. Or you need to recognize that there are fears coming up for you to really release right now, so you can move towards that win-win outcome. Wow, take a moment, breathe out, recognize what you need to release. It's not easy, but the fear is there. Love conquers fear. Remember that. Love conquers all. Okay. Let me know if this message was for you. Sending so much love.